For the Build Applications with CumulusCI Trail, we've now made it to the second module, and we're finishing up the fourth section. So the coding for this video is 2.4, and what it says is to set up GitHub. And so we're going to click in on that, and it's going to take us to set up GitHub. And the action here is to set up your GitHub account. And if you already have an account, you can jump down to the description. It'll tell you where to go to create the personal access token. But what we're going to do is to click, and it's going to say we need to join. And so I've set it up. I've got a username, an email, and a password. You had to kind of send some other things. You can choose to get information or not. It's going to now create the account. And they've sent me a launch code, so what I can do is to enter that from my email. So GitHub then opens, and looking at the instructions, they say the first step then is to verify your email address, but since we did that as part of it, I'm not sure we really need to. So I'm going to do it. Let me show you what it says to do is to go out to Settings, and you can then take a look at Emails, and I can see that I've got an email, but it doesn't show. If you look out at the verifying piece, what they say is that there's potentially something here that says unverified, but we don't see that, so I don't think it's going to be relevant for what we're up to. So I'm going to cancel out of that, and let's see, probably just to go back. Let me see if I can just go back this way. Yeah. Okay, so we're back here, and now what we have is they want us to follow some additional steps. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Settings, Developer, Personal Access. So we're going to go Settings, and we're going to go, I don't remember these. There's lots of them. Hang on. Let me go look again. So we click on Developer Settings at the end, and again, just so you see it, this is the very end over here of the settings. So I'm going to click on Developer Settings. I'm going to then go back. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. Click on Personal Access Tokens. So we want Personal Access Tokens, and it says Generate a Token. That's probably what we're looking for, right? Generate a new token, and give it a descriptive name. So let me just copy this. That's the easy way. So I'm going to copy that, and we're going to go back here, and we're going to generate it. And what's it for? And we're going to call it for CumulusCI. And I see an expiration. Now this screwed me up before, so you can kind of work with this. I'm going to give it, I don't see why I need an expiration on this, especially since I'm doing a Trailhead application. They say you should do it to keep it secure. I understand that. And then select the scope. And let me see if they coach us on scope here. Under the scopes, choose repo. Okay. This will allow you to use your token. You can add other scopes if you want to. Not sure we need to. So what we're going to do is we're going to click repo. And these others, I'm sure there's things that we would value if we kind of understood it, but that's okay. We're going to do generate token for now. And it tells me I've got a token. So what I've got is this. And again, this is a throwaway system. Actually, looks like I can copy it there. And I'm going to put it out over on mine. And this will take us back. So we're back and we're logged into our system. So the next step is to then connect the CumulusCI to the GitHub. Logging into GitHub, which we're in, type this in VS Code. So we're going to go out to VS Code. I'm going to enter that code, and let's see what it does. Then we can enter the GitHub username, and so I'm going to load that here. And it says enter the email address. So I then entered my email address, and I'll click enter. it says we've got a one-time code. Okay, and so I'm going to copy off this one-time code. And it says what I end up getting over here is this screen, which says enter the code. So I'm going to plug that into here and say continue. And it says was it authorized. So we've got that. And let me see what else we need to do. And the instructions tell us that we enter the code, click and authorize SFO DO retooling. So what I'm going to do is to go out to here, authorize the tooling, and it says we're all set. And it tells me here when I go back to the VS Code that it was authorized. There's already a github.com service. Do you want to override it? And I'm going to say yes for this because I actually have a second account that I've been working on here. So I'm going to have to see how that works out. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and override it because I want to run with this password. And it says a default service already exists for this service type. Do you want to reset it to the new default? I'm going to say yes. I'm just accepting all these defaults to see what it's going to do. And it's now connected, and we're all set. There's a last step here to install the GitHub desktop. Follow these instructions. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and we'll make sure to address them. But thank you so much. I hope you were successful as well.